Alright, so I haven't made an update video in quite a while now. It's been a month. I guess it's not that long, but compared to the other update intervals, it is somewhat long. I haven't worked that much on this project since last time, although I have still added a decent amount of stuff, I think. So I stopped animating the day cycle, and I instead put it in this wacky controller thing. I should probably change back. So with this slider, moving that, you change the time of day. Then you also have these controllers for the wind. Oh, yeah, I even have text there. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So this control the winds with wind, which is a thing I've implemented since I now have a grass system. I'm gonna show a recording here. I can't show it in like real time in the Blender project, since like rendering this took like 5 quadrillion years, and I still haven't gotten the like wind speed and stuff like that super good, probably because again it takes so incredibly long to render and thus test. Why is my cursor not visible? Whatever. But as you can probably see, there are grass strands, which are the bulk of why it takes so long to render. And I'm pretty sure there are... Actually, no, never mind. I have no clue how many there are. I just know the density. But there are a lot of grass strands. So they move with the wind, and you might also be able to see the background. Right, I can't use my cursor to show that. But the background also moves. There aren't any grass strands there. It's just a texture, and it's pretty work in progress. I just made a basic one. Oh right, it does that whenever you close it for some reason. I made it so... Oh right, it's night, so I can't really show. Oh. Yeah, that looks like day. Please. Actually, this might be better. Oh, it's still lag SL, whatever. When you're a long distance away from the grass, it gets this texture. However, when you get closer, it gets another texture. I thought that it would be way too noisy if it was this texture all over the place, which is why I added this. Although again, the long distance texture is pretty work in progress. Simply because it's ugly. So I'm probably going to make that better later. I gotta change back to solid mode so that my computer doesn't explode. Grass system, wind texture, strands. Yeah, okay. So what I've done after that is add a bunch of trunks as foliage. Before I had these placeholders, where this was like placeholder trunk, and this was a trunk with a lantern thing on. I just called it lantern in the placeholder. But now I've made assets. Hello, Cotton. I've made assets for different types of trunks. And also lantern. Nope, not lanterns. I call them street lampposts now. This object is very work in progress. I'm thinking of making the final mesh for that later on, since it's kind of difficult. I don't know how I'm going to design. I don't really know how to explain it honestly, but I am going to redesign this later. However, I do also have I gotta increase the resolution here. Here. And textured. I have these what I call photon crystals, which are from a universe which doesn't have the first law of thermodynamics. I'm pretty sure I referred to it as the second law of thermodynamics a couple of videos ago, but that seems to be wrong. I was referring to the first one, which is that matter cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed, converted. I don't really know. But yeah, that's from the universe where this comes from, that law doesn't exist, so it can just like infinitely emit light without having to be quote unquote charged or anything like that. So I just thought that Cotton brought a bunch of these crystals and just put them around his home as a just reliable light source that he could just let be without having to really do any maintenance and stuff, since he doesn't have electricity, and doing a bunch of like oil lanterns or something like that would be a huge hassle. But yeah, these are propped up with wire. Yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. And I scattered them across the... Oh right, I haven't even mentioned that part. They are positioned on these trunks, since, I don't know, I thought it was a cool idea. Let's see, I gotta change this back. I thought that I was doing pretty well with being on track and not like stumbling on my words and stuff, but now towards the end, or for the last couple minutes or something, that went to shit. Let's see, triangle lamppost. Yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. So yeah, I scattered them across. Oh right, across the like side of the path. Oh right, this too. The texture is... I should probably show it up here. Let me switch back, please. The texture for the trunks are also... They are placeholder, like how this mesh is placeholder, is what I was trying to refer to. So that I have the like the basic shape of the texture, if that makes sense. And it was just to get the UVs to work correctly, like, oh, the spiral should be centered correctly and this should go in the right direction, stuff like that. Yeah, so if I now change to night mode, or change it to night, it's maybe a better way of saying it, and then here, and you can see the lights. There is definitely like a lot of like gaps in certain places, but I think that's okay. Of course, I could just add more of these these lamps if I wanted to, but honestly, I feel like it's not really necessary, because trying to think at least a little bit logically about this, if this was like, if Cotton built this for real, that would be a lot of work to just like put up more lamps, when I think they're generally just used so that you can go around, so that he can go around his home during night without being completely blind. So if you stand here, despite it being dark here, you can obviously see the like lit up path here and understand that you can just walk straight to get to it. I don't know if that explanation was required or necessary. But yeah, that's what I have right now. Oh right, I forgot to mention that part. Wow, I might have even yeah, kind of. To position all of these trunks, since I wanted to just like randomly take them from the trunk pool I have here, since these are different, have different shapes. It would have been really annoying to just like manually place them. So I tried scripting, and honestly, it would have probably been faster to do it by hand anyway, but that's the programmer way. I made this simple script to replace all currently selected objects with a randomly chosen trunk, and it worked. Yeah, just period. It worked, surprisingly. I also tried to do the same with lanterns. Not lanterns, I still call them lanterns. Lampposts. I tried to do the same with lampposts, but it didn't really work. So I manually placed them on each trunk, which took a ton of time. So this wasn't really that beneficial, since I couldn't reuse it. I had to do it manually anyway. But yeah, since I placed this manually, I haven't rotated them randomly yet, so I guess I should do that after the recording, since now all of them are just facing the exact same direction. I think that is it of what I've added since the last video. At least should be the biggest things. Terrain templates. Yeah, just that. Why are you still there? I don't really... Oh, they're just... Why? I should probably stop recording now. I think I've finished everything I have to say. Although I want to finish this first. Assets. There and there. Okay, yeah. I think that was it. Was it? No, not necessarily. Just a quick thing if you want what this sphere is for. It is bound to the camera, and everything inside the sphere will have grass strands appear, since if I just this area makes my whole computer explode when I try to render it. So if I were to have grass strands over this entire plane, like this is probably less than 1% of the entire area. If I had to render 100 times as many grass strands with like them not being visible at all, like my computer would have formed a black hole probably. I say a lot. I thought I improved on that before. I guess not. Maybe it's different when I record, or I just became shit at it again. Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned everything I want to say.